confused. Tell them to hurry up, for goodness sake. What? Oh, you're right. I have no right to keep orders around. I no longer work here.
The black house rather appropriate, isn't it?
Oh, who's there? Oh, it's you guys. Thanks to you lot, I'm now embarking on a whole new career.
Come on, Derek. It's an opportunity to develop your new self. Think of it. A whole television network at your disposal. Think of what you can do. Here, you only talk and talk and talk. There, you do.
I see. You guys want me to lose the new jobs?
As in everything, the first time's always the hardest. And I speak from experience.
Tell me about our project.
I'm not sure I'm curious.
We've decided to band together and start something completely new. We're going to have a theatre, start my dance today.
Yes, an arts house in my tart
We're
house.
calling it Arts and Tuts, the All Souls Station.
Arts and Tuts. A place without censorship, where everything goes and anything goes. There'll be classical art and avant-garde art. We'll experiment and be bold. We'll take the bad with the good, the dross with the refined, the sad with all the best. On the hotbed of us, art will grow and flourish. Don't you think it's brilliant?
And guess what, Derek? My boss agreed to give a share of their earnings to the these first few months. The darlings. Imagine them supporting the arts. Horse for a cause. Imagine a colony of artists living off a bevy of courtesans. Sean will be welcoming them with open arms, and my girls will be welcoming them with open legs.
I wouldn't celebrate just yet. They should crack down together.
No! No, remember that Madam So said that her house officially does not exist?
Yes.
How can you crack down on something which does not officially exist?
If the theatre gets into the paper, my girls and I will get to the papers too. And we can't afford to let that happen.
Isn't it brilliant?
I suppose so.
And guess what else, Derek?
Don't tell me there's more.
I'll be opening a factory to manufacture the ultimate ass machine.
Yes, our engineer here is going from making girders to making girdles.
Yes, I've got American money and Japanese know-how lined up. The factory will be in Bedok, near Madame's establishment. But all the units will be for export only, unfortunately. The government said, as long as it's not for local consumption, we can make that deal.
So, gross domestic product will be contributing to the gross domestic product.
And we'd like you to join us, Eric. We're reserving a quarter share for you.
Yes, it will be a cinch.
Paper clips? How on earth? Share the argument aspect. Share chance that what did you do?
so we now move on to the Q&A. I will call out your names and sit down at the edge of the stage in the order at which I call your name. Right? So from stage right to left, in the middle. Jensen, Daniel, Tiffany, Gerald, Kavita, Shamla, and Joanne. Okay, since there's no director, we will assume that whatever decisions were made as a group. We might ask questions that are general and anyone can answer, or we might ask individual actors specific questions about their own work. You may take your time to answer. If you need some time to think about the answer, you will say, give me some time, we'll give you time to think about it and come back to you for your answer. Right. I think the problem for me is your use of lighting. Why do you find, other than the blackout scene, which is obviously it's a blackout, why do you think you need to have lighting for the ministers? That kind of like area lighting, spotlights like that.
Because according to the script, right, we realize that only when Derek and Paul are alone is it supposed to have realistic lighting. Therefore, the rest of our take on it is that the rest of the play should be somewhat unrealistic. And for the minister scene, the reason why we chose that particular color was to kind of reflect the atmosphere.
We are concerned with the color so much as that the lights are very uneven, so that you are not always in the light. For example, Daniel is in shadow. The way that the light is played, with the way that you set up the table and chair, you can't see his face clearly. And there are points when Daniel comes forward and is completely in shadow. Alright? Because the light only falls within that table area. And when Paul walks across to the other side, as you walk across Tiffany, you also lose your face. So it doesn't help you as actors when you can't really see your faces. Why did you feel that you need to have those 3 area spots?
I guess we wanted to put a focus on the minister's office and how he's seen, like the harsh lighting around him in the area, was to depict how he is, like the harsh characters towards Derek and Paul during that particular scene. So that's why we decided to focus just on that area.
Yeah, I think that it's not a gamble that paid off for you. Because if anything, then you have to be so precise that that area, the hot spot in that spot, is so small, right in the center of the circle, that whenever his face is away from that center, he's in shadow. And then, if that's the case, then he shouldn't get up. But he got up and he walked in front of the spot and he's in shadow. Right? So if that's your reason, then he should just remain strong in that spot and not move out of it. Yeah? Jared, why is Madam wearing spectacles?
I have a problem with my eyesight where I can't see without that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I just see shapes. And I just see colors actually. So, and that's the reason why I decided to be decked out in red, because it matches the color scheme. So people wouldn't really question why.
Well, obviously I'm questioning.
Yeah. And at the same time, the spectacles actually helped me in terms of my sophistication when I tend to do this kind of stuff. It's looking down on people.